The Detroit Lions play their biggest game of the season. That's right. Each game is the biggest game of the season because it could be the last. The loser of this game goes home. The winner moves on to the conference championship. And the Detroit Lions are looking to get in their second consecutive NFC title game. And I assure you, this one will go a lot differently than it did last year. But first, they got to play the Washington Commanders, the up and coming, the team that had the second pick in the draft. And this team has they're trying to be like those 2019 San Francisco 49ers were second in the draft, wind up taking Nick Bosa and then go to the Super Bowl the following that year. So they're trying to do that, but we stand in their way. And I think tomorrow is going to be a good game. Now, I don't know why this has been the case. I guess this is what being a fan is like. But all of a sudden, the Washington Commanders have been filling themselves, their fan base, they've been filling themselves, and they have been yapping at the mouth like relentlessly. It's just, it's amazing. And I think tomorrow they're going to be humbled. But let's go in and let's do like we usually do, and let's look at the ESPN matchup predictor. I don't know if I'm surprised about this, but hey, the Detroit Lions have a 73% chance to win this game to a 27% chance. There is no tie anymore because the teams cannot tie. There is usually a 0.3, 0.6% tie, but because it's the NFL playoffs, you cannot have a tie. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that before, but I'm like, why does this number look so clean? So look at that graph, man. That's insane. Jaden Daniels, 331 out of 480 for 3,568 yards. Not a bad rookie campaign, man. 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He definitely will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jared Goff, 390 for 539 attempts, 4,629 yards with 37 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Jaden Daniels is their leading rusher. That is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. 184 carries, 891 yards with 6 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs with 250 carries, 1,412 yards with 16 touchdowns. I did not know that Jahmyr Gibbs had 1,400 rushing yards. I mean, I think I knew, but I wasn't really paying attention. That's insane. I mean, legitimately, if him and David Montgomery weren't sharing carries, I mean, could Jahmyr Gibbs have gotten to 2,000? Wow. I don't want to put all that on the young man because we need him to last, but something to think about. Terry McLaurin, 82 receptions for 1,096 yards and 13 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, of course, 115 receptions for 1,263 yards with 12 touchdowns. Now, this video is being made the injury designations are out, but we don't know what the roster moves are going to be. For us, we are going to be missing, I know Bobby Wagner was on the list, but he came out. We're going to be missing Kevin Zeitler and Pat O'Connor, which is unfortunate. And Ennis Rakestraw, we'll probably hear later today after 4 o'clock that he will be, we'll know that tomorrow, but he has not officially been moved off of IR. Last 5 opponents for the Washington Commanders. Check this out. Y'all ready for this? Their last 5 games, they all won on some type of walk-off play. So, of course, the overtime, I was watching that game. That's actually right before the Lions played the San Francisco 49ers. I remember watching that game from the Airbnb. All of these games, I remember watching this game. It's funny because now we face these guys. We needed them to win this game so they would help the Detroit Lions get the number 1 seed. But they beat New Orleans, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Dallas, and Tampa Bay. Literally, this was like a catch in the back of the left end zone. This was a walk-off field goal. They literally beat the last, I think it's 5 games, all on the last play from scrimmage or something like that. The Detroit Lions, so they're 5-0. The Lions are, including obviously that 1 playoff win, the Lions are 4-1 with that last loss coming 4 weeks ago in Buffalo. And of course, we had the number 1 seed, so we have not played yet in the playoffs. So just looking at this, I mean, listen, I know it's all about respecting opponents, and that's what I think most Lions fans are doing. But I think what I've been seeing, and it's kind of disappointing, you respect your opponent, but you can still respect somebody that you're superior to, right? And when I say superior, not as in, you know, in a human sense, but we are a better football team than the Washington Commanders. Can they catch us slipping? They could. Is it any given Sunday? It is, but we're a better football team. And I don't think that's arrogance. I mean, it's in the stats because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I go by. My predictions are based off of the stats and a little bit of the eye test as well. So I don't think it's being any type of way. We are a better football team. You can see now that their leading rusher is their quarterback. The dude, they say he weighs 212 pounds, but I saw him yesterday. The dude takes some hits. And I saw, not yesterday, I saw him in that first playoff game. He got hit out of bounds, and I swear the dude flew up 4 to 6 feet. He was 6 feet off the ground, man. So when your quarterback is your leading rusher, that is a problem. That's the recipe for disaster, and it's a problem in the making. But you got Brian Robinson, you've got those guys over there, and Daniels is your leading rusher. So kind of starts with him, right? But he's definitely going to win Rookie of the Year. Let's look at the ranking comparisons for these two teams. The Detroit Lions are first in points per game to the Washington Commanders fifth. The Commanders are going to be on your right. The Lions are going to be on your left. So from now on, I'll just say the numbers. Total offense, 2 to 7. Rushing offense, 6 to 3. So they have a better, so far out of, there are 7 categories. We are, right now it's 2 to 1. We're better in total offense and points per game. They're better in rushing by almost 10 yards. But we were missing David Montgomery for the last 3 or 4 games. I'm sure if he was playing, we would be up. And keep in mind, this is with Jaden Daniels actually playing, being the leading rusher. Passing offense, 2 to 17. Third down offense, 4 to 6. Red zone efficiency, 3 to 6. And giveaways, 6 to 8. So in these categories of these 7, we are better than them in every category but one. And that is rushing offense. So again, that's not a cocky statement. That is a true statistical statement. We are better than them at everything but rushing offense. And again, keep in mind, their quarterback is their leading rusher. So he is responsible for almost 1,000 yards of this average. He's responsible for most of it. Okay. Now let's go to the defense. Again, the Lions on the left, the Commanders on the right. Points per game. We are 7th to 18th. Total defense, 20th. That is a big jump from the last time I did it. I think the last time I did it was maybe 23. That's kind of a big deal, to 13. So they have a better total defense. All right. Rushing defense, 5 to 30th. Okay. Passing defense, 30th to 3. So this is where they excel. It's almost the exact opposite. They're better at passing D than we are, and we're better at rushing D by a lot. Third down defense, 1 to 15. Red zone efficiency, this is the defense again, 7 to 22. And takeaways, we are 10th to their 20th. So our defense is statistically better than theirs. They are better than us in categories out of the 7. They are better than us in passing defense and total defense. That's it. We're better. And this is where this game is going to be decided. If you go and you look at the red zone efficiency, we're 3rd. What do? They're 7th. So the red zone, they might be able to stop us a few times in the red zone. Third down defense, they are number 1. And we are number 1. And they are number 22. So I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so red zone efficiency, we're 3rd. And they are 22nd. So this is where we're going to score. It's going to be like we're going to score in the red zone. So statistically, we're better. We are a better football team. And I'm going to tell you what I've learned this season. I've learned this season that the Lions are never out of it. There is no tougher opponent than that we'll face out other than the Buffalo Bills. They were the toughest opponent on offense, on defense. They were our toughest opponent of the year so far. And yes, the game got out of control early, but we were able to do what we do best, which is fight. We fight, man. And we made that a 6-point game at the end, one onside kick away from making it super interesting, right? If we can hang with the Buffalo Bills, then we can hang with anybody. So this is not a video or a prediction on disrespect. We've got to respect this team. We know who their quarterback is. You're talking about an offensive rookie of the year. He also leads the team in rushing. So what does that tell you? It starts with him in more ways than one. Stop him scrambling. And he didn't have a ton of yards in the playoff game. He had like 30 almost 40 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, and look what they did. It literally took them, they were losing that game. It took them literally, the last 5 games have been walk-offs. They have not dominated anybody. So what I'll say is this. I don't want to say we'll dominate the Washington Commanders. My predictions have been pretty close as far as when I give us a victory, because this is playoff football. This is divisional football. These are now the best 8 teams in the NFL. The best 4 teams in the conference, if you want to look at it like that. The Lions are at home. We are a better football team. Our offense is better. Our defense is better. I can't believe I'm saying that, but we are a better football team. They literally, out of the 14 statistical categories, we are superior in 10 of them. The 7 on defense, the 7 on offense. Okay? We will beat the Washington Commanders. It all starts. Do we got to worry about McLaurin? Of course we do. Do we got to worry about Zach Ertz? Of course we do. Right? But we've played some of the literally the best teams this year. We played one of the toughest teams in the Buffalo Bills. We can beat this team. Ford Field will be, again, a difference maker. The importance of, I don't think the Detroit Lions are going to be rusty. I don't think all that stuff. If people are thinking the Kansas City Chiefs can have a month off, 3 weeks off, and still win the Super Bowl, why can't we? I know they've done it. They've got the history, but we will be just fine. We came out, none of the starters played during the preseason, and we won and beat the Rams. We can win tomorrow. We will win tomorrow. And the Detroit Lions will face either the Philadelphia Eagles or the LA Rams in Ford Field for the NFC Championship game, potentially punching the ticket to their first ever Super Bowl. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else in the YouTube landscape, but you choose to rock on with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. We're not losing tomorrow. Stop being scared. We got this.